What's up, you guys? So it's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about Diddy and how Diddy set up Cassie on 106 in Park to humble her before he started harming her. ABUSING in her before he started harming her. So I don't think there's any question that Diddy knew Cassie couldn't really sing before he put her on that stage in 2006 and actually had her sing a cappella on 106 in Park. He knew that as her producer and the owner of her record label, that singing was not her strong point. But instead of propping her up with like a backing track and background singers and all the accoutrements that are given to artists that don't have songs singing voices, he had Cassie on 106 in Park singing a cappella. At the very beginning of her performance, he had her singing a cappella and then fumbling throughout the rest of her performance. And looking back, it was all to humble Cassie. It was a humbling tactic to humble her before he started ABUSING in her. And in a lot of ways, it worked. It worked. So, we're going to get into that in this video. But first, if you're not familiar with me, I'm Layla Lynn. I do celebrity news and nostalgia. And I guess you could say today we have a bit of nostalgia because we're talking about Cassie and Diddy and how he basically ended her singing career before it even started. Y'all know how Beyonce has that song, You Won't Break My Soul? I think that song is dedicated to the music industry, like You Won't Break My Soul. And I feel like with Diddy and Cassie, I feel like we see what Beyonce meant about breaking somebody's soul. So let's go ahead and get into it. We all know Diddy as a powerful man because of his money and because of the music that he's produced, basically because of his work. But Diddy has never been what most women would consider like an attractive man. He looks okay now that he corrected his overbite, but Diddy's never been the type of man to walk into the room and heads turn like Tyson Beckford or Boris Cujo or Morris Chestnut or anybody like that. Most beautiful women were only attracted to Diddy because of his money and because of his success. But like him and Biggie said, first you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get the respect. And y'all know, as women, that respect is everything to men in a relationship. And so that's the exact blueprint that Diddy followed in his career and in his relationships with women. He got the money, then he got the power, and then he got the respect that he wanted. But he allegedly used all of those things to harm Cassie, ABUSE Cassie, and other women, men, and allegedly children. And he followed a pattern of narcissistic ABUSE that all starts with humbling a person. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he wanted to humble an attractive woman, a pretty woman who has something that he will never have despite all the money and all of the success that he has. Diddy could never just walk into a room and get attention based on his looks like Cassie can, if we're being real about it. So he had to humble Cassie before he could start ABUSING in her. And that's exactly what he did from the outside looking in. So let's talk about 106 in Park. BET's 106 in Park debuted on September 11, 2000 as a fast-paced countdown-style music video show airing weekdays at 6 p.m. And in an era before streaming and viral clips, it served as the primary after-school destination for young hip-hop and R&B fans craving the latest hits. Hosted over the years by AJ and Free, Julissa and Big Tigger, and finally Terrence and Roxy, the program became the network's highest rated series, amassing more than 3,700 episodes before its on air finale in December 2014. But most importantly, 106 in Park functioned as a launchpad. For emerging artists, a standout performance could fast track them from opening acts to household names. And for established stars, it was the place to debut new singles or surprise collaborations. Legends like Aaliyah and Chris Brown saw their careers accelerated by buzz generated from their appearances on 106 in Park. So Cassie's 2006 performance on BET's 106 in Park was not just any performance. It was a career making or breaking opportunity. And it seems that Diddy used that 106 in Park stage to break Cassie. He broke her spirit and her soul right there on that stage when he set her up for failure. So, in most televised music showcases, producers and music executives go to great lengths to protect an artist's vocal performance, especially when the singer's live vocals are not strong. They'll prep a background track of harmony layers or guide vocals synced to the live instrumental so that the singer can lean on pre recorded support if their nerves kick in. They'll also provide in ear monitors that feed a click track or a low level vocal guide, helping the performer stay on pitch and tempo without the audience knowing. They'll also arrange subtle vocal doubling in the mix, which is extra studio recorded backing vocals that reinforce weaker passages, making first time singers sound full throated and confident. And that's what Cassie was, but she didn't get those things. And those things are industry standard for live TV show slides, and they ensure that a newcomer's nerves or a technical hiccup won't become a career derailing spectacle, according to music sources. But it doesn't look like Diddy did any of those things for Cassie's performance. He literally had her singing a cappella, even though he knew she couldn't sing. Singing was not her strong point. And that strategic choice on his part turned what should have been a showcase introducing Cassie to her fans like in person. He turned it into a public humbling that literally killed Cassie's singing career. He killed it before it even started. Complex Magazine talked to Cassie in a cover story they did on her, and they asked her what she thought about her first few live performances, including that one. So they said, "You caught a lot of criticism for your live performances." And this is what she said. She said, "I don't think I should have done those shows, but I didn't know I had a choice. I would sit in rehearsals and sing full songs a cappella. I wasn't Beyonce, but I wasn't effing up. Then I got there and I was like, oh my God, millions of people are watching me right now. I have stage fright." Before the BET performance, I remember being backstage with Gwen Niles, the VP from Bad Boy, and I was like, I'm going to myself. I can't do this. Don't make me go out there. So she didn't even want to go out there. At the last minute, she didn't even want to do the BET 106 performance. Now, keep in mind at this time, she should have been doing like club performances. Like she should have been singing for drunk people and figuring out like how to perform. But he had her on a national stage, embarrassing herself and killing her career. So Complex said, "I was surprised to read that the infamous TRL performance was only your seventh live show ever." And Cassie said, "That's what's funny about it though. I took it really seriously and I tried and I went through rehearsals, but I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what I was doing at all." But yet and still, Diddy and his team and made her go out there in front of the world pretty much, knowing that she wasn't ready, that she didn't have the skill set for live performances yet, and that she could barely hold a note and her nerves at the same time. And so, looking at the way things played out between her and Diddy, it looked like Diddy set her up to fail in public on purpose to humble her before he could start ABUSING in her. That's what it looks like. Those early performances, specifically the 106 in Park performance, which was in 2006. And then the next thing you know, you hear about them dating in 2007. Like it all looks like a strategy. And for Diddy, as far as them dating meant controlling and ABUSING in her, not dating like you and I think about the word. So when he started dating her after those failed performances, it doesn't seem like a coincidence. And with people who harm people, before the real harm begins, narcissistic people will often stage a deliberate humbling of their victims, which is a carefully orchestrated takedown of confidence that paves the way for deeper control of their victims. So, this is what they'll do. First, they'll create dependence through public embarrassment. By setting someone up to fail in front of other people, whether it's a botched performance for a music artist or any type of public embarrassment for a person, they send a clear message. You can't do this without me. And that's exactly what Diddy told Cassie after her terrible first public performances. Next, a person who harms people will undermine their victim's self worth in private. Like behind closed doors, they'll replay the public humiliation and begin to gaslight their victim. And that's what Cassie said that Diddy did to her. Thirdly, they'll position themselves as the savior. Once the victim's confidence is bruised, the harming person, the person who is doing the harm, will swoop in with consolation and like fake love, telling them things like, "Don't worry, I'll teach you, I'll make it better." And this is exactly what Diddy said, even in interviews. He told MTV after her terrible TRL performance, quote, "I'm going to be with her until she gets it right." He literally said that in public after embarrassing her. So he created a dependency in Cassie right from the very start that knocked down her self esteem. It broke her soul. It knocked down her self worth. And it set the stage for him to harm her from the outside looking in. That's what we see. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know if y'all see what I am talking about, the way he sabotaged her career. Let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching. Now, if you made it this far to the end of the video, then I think you like my content. So make sure you subscribe and check out my channel. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. Check out my playlists and my podcasts, and I assure you, you will like more of my content.